So next one up then is POP management. So the biggie one in here would be landed costs. So as I mentioned before, Sage, for those of you who are using it, for some customers, they're happy with just the single nominal, but the feedback tends to be it's a bit restrictive. So we allow you to have up to 6 landed cost types, and you set your nominals, and you can then import the landed costs against your stock items. You flag your stock items, you flag your suppliers as having landed costs. And the way it works is, again, if we just go into a purchase order, I'll just pick this one. It won't have any landed costs on it, but you'll get the idea. So you'll have a landed costs tab, so you'd see the details. Have I got? So bear with me. Actually, I might be able to find. I should have one for imports. 1 second. John imports. There we go. Let's have a quick look at that one. That was completed. So under the landed costs, what you would see is in this new flag, which if your warehouses would be landed costs as well. So you'll see the provisional. You can adjust the actuals before you goods receive. So you do need to do it before you goods receive. Of course, then it books the gross in, credits and debits out to Sages, and then splits it out further into hours, and then you can apportion across the stock items. So it's just a way of a bit more granularity, and then as you get your freight, of course, you're coding it. You will have to do a bit of tidying up because it's never an exact science, but it's just a way of giving you that granularity. So that's a real biggie in that particular module. The other ones which customers like, this one. So for some clients, and this was designed for a customer who they have no need for stock. They're not really holding stock, but they do have a catalog. So what they were able to do is create this catalog, which you can then add these items. Essentially, it's a free text line to a to an order, but you've got your prices, your buying prices, and that. So you can actually then handle them almost as like kind of catalog items, free text. So it's a bit of a time saver, but you're not dealing with stock. You're only receiving free text lines. KPIs. This is one. If you've got Pan Intelligence, which I know Smith Cooper do for a lot of projects, and kind of one of the leaders in that area. This is probably something you wouldn't use, but if you haven't and you just want a very simple KPI, so based on those that arrived early, those that were on time or slightly late, and you can set some color coding, and you can then start to see based on a KPI score which ones are doing well and which ones aren't, and you just control in the maintenance those bands and the colors and what the amount of days late. So it's just a very simple way based on all of those movements just to see how your suppliers are doing. But as I say, me personally, if I had Pan, I'd probably I'd have it slightly more sophisticated than that in a dashboard. It's just what I would do. We've got this particular screen, so just in one screen being able to see the individual purchase order lines and the expected due dates as well, and being able to confirm them, as you saw earlier. So ticking the lines, what have we received so far, what's still outstanding. So again, just bringing that into a single view as opposed to having to drill down through the standard Sage views. You've got stock inspections, so you can flag stock items that require inspections. They would appear here and you can pass or fail them. So again, just a way of being able to control those items and recall that you've inspected them. Stock item location wizard, so it's just a way of being able to update on mass minimum stock levels. So if you didn't need the sophistication of the future sales, but you wanted to just, for all of those within a product group, update the reorder levels, again, you can do that on mass. So yeah, and there's the quantity breaks as well, as I mentioned earlier. So just a nice sort of package of some utilities, but again, quite specific to customers would have specific elements within there that they required. Just a couple more. So reserves and call offs. So if I look at the purchase contract list, so as I said earlier, being able to create a purchase contract, so the date range, what items are on there, the quantity that we're agreeing to buy, and the price they're going to give us, what's remaining, what we've ordered, received, and what we've invoiced so far. And as you add that to it, it's going to tell you there's a price on here. Do you want to use that price? But you can print a contract as well, and that's going to be updated, as I mentioned, as we receive. Or the other side is from a sales perspective. So if we have a look at, let's have a look at the Asda one. We can see here, Actually, that's a bad example. Let's try ASDA 2. There we go. So for this particular contract, the date range that this is valid from, the quantity on there, and the price, we've actually used all of them up for that particular price. We've only dispatched and we've invoiced 10. You can see the history of all of those movements and the sales orders within this view. So again, it's updating dynamically as you just use the standard Sage process, go to receive, add your POs, add your sales orders, but just giving you that visibility.